So the movie goes on, and Megatron gets Decepticons on Earth. There are a couple other things that happen in between that I'm not going to mention. Don't want to give away any spoilers. And the Autobots have to stop the Decepticons' plan. And that's basically what they attempt to do in the last hour of the movie. In the best action part of it was in the last hour of it in Chicago. Awesomeness from that hour on. It was just incredible to see all the action and the fights between the Autobots and the Decepticons. So, let's get right into the characters. Shia LaBeouf returns as Sam. Very awesome to see him again. You cannot have a Transformers movie without Sam. Sam makes these movies awesome, and that's all in my opinion. Sam, he makes them funny. He makes, he's a good person to have into the plot. He doesn't have a big role like he did in the previous two Transformers movies, but I still liked his role in this a lot. I enjoyed it. And I loved his involvement in the last hour of the film. Awesome. How he's still trying to matter. I just loved Shia LaBeouf's performance. Shia LaBeouf did an awesome job in this movie. Now you're going to talk about Rosie. Let's talk about Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. Was she better than Megan Fox? In my opinion, yes, she was. She plays Carly, and I really loved her relationship with Carly more. I don't know. I just liked her personality a little bit more than Megan Fox. Megan Fox, I really loved the relationship between Michaela and Sam, but I loved the relationship between Carly and Sam a lot more. Carly was just, a good character, even though she really didn't do too much in the involvement of, with the Autobots against the Decepticons. She did do one awesome thing in the end of the movie that I'm not going to give away, that made me enjoy her character a lot, show that she is a brave character, which is why I really liked her character for that ending deed that she did. So, I'm not going to go into that, but loved Rosie Huntington-Whiteley's performance in this. Very interesting. Then let's talk about John Turturro comes back in this movie as Agent Simmons. Always love seeing him. Now, a lot of people are getting sick of seeing him. I don't mind him at all. I think he's a pretty funny guy. He did a little bit of the humor in this, not too much. He wasn't in it that much as he was in the other two. What's his name? Josh Duhamel comes back as Lennox, still a part of Nest. Love seeing Lennox in this film. Lennox is a great character, a good leader of Nest. Tyrese Gibson is again in this as Epps. However, Epps is no longer a part of Nest. He is now retired, and he works with the Wreckers. So, sorry to give that away. And I loved his involvement from the last hour on, like I said, like with Sam. They made him more involved, in my opinion, so I really loved his character in this movie more than the other two. I think he did more in this movie, and I really enjoyed him. Him and Sam got along good together in the last hour of the movie. I loved them working together in the movie. You see new characters like Patrick Dempsey as Carly's boss. He was a good character. You see Frances McDormand as Charlotte Mirren, the director of National Intelligence. She was alright. She was like a bossy kind of female role, and she was interesting. You see John Malkovich as Bruce Brazo, Sam's boss. Pretty funny. Not too much. He wasn't in it that much. I thought he was going to be in more. He really wasn't. Also, you see Ken Jeong as Jerry Wang. Jerry Wang was very funny. Loved his role. And then you see Agent Simmons' kind of like assistant, Dutch, played by, I forget the actor's name. But another good character. Pretty interesting. Dutch was pretty funny. Now, let's go into the humor. The characters, I'm getting ahead of myself here, guys. Sorry about that. Let's talk about, the Autobots and Decepticons. Transformers. Gotta talk about them. You got, same old Autobots, same old Decepticons. Optimus, Bumblebee, Ironhide, Ratchet, Megatron, Starscream, all old. Seen them before. Let's talk about the new ones. You got Sentinel Prime for the Autobots. Interesting addition to the Autobots. You have Mirage. You have Wheeljack. Love seeing those two on screen. The Wreckers. Very awesome. You see Brains and Wheelie. Let's see what else. For the Decepticons, we finally see Shockwave. Shockwave is in this movie. Shockwave, I wanted him to do a little bit more. Him and Megatron didn't do as much. but still love seeing Shockwave's appearance. He's probably my favorite villain in this movie, besides Megatron. You see the Dreads, Crankcase, Crowbar, and Hatchet. You see, let me see what else. You see the Driller, Shockwave's pet, other Decepticons. Laserbeak was in this. Soundwave with his new mode, his vehicle mode. I'm not gonna give that away. Very interesting, Autobots and Decepticons. Let's go into the comedy. This movie didn't have as much humor as it did in the previous two films, but I wasn't too disappointed with that. I actually love the humor in the Transformers movies. I think it's very interesting. I laugh at most of the jokes. A lot of people actually complain about it. Oh, I'm tired of this humor that Michael Bay keeps putting in. I think it's very funny. I enjoy it. Wasn't in that much, so you guys might enjoy that. But Shia LaBeouf contributed to most of the humor along. Jerry Wang did the next most, and following him, probably John Turturro probably did the next most. But Shia LaBeouf, very funny in these movies. I love the humor that he pulled off in these movies. Also, you have Shia LaBeouf's parents in this, Ron and Judy. They come in it for a little bit. They didn't do too much. They were in it for like 5 minutes, really. Not too much in it. Running out of time here, guys, so I'm going to try to speed things up. Let's talk about the visual effects, the action. Visual effects, best of all the Transformers movies, in my opinion. The work on the Driller, the humans sliding down the building, the Driller attacking the humans in the building was all awesome. Optimus with his jetpack, all of it was well done. Sam fighting against Starscream, even in the middle of the movie on the highway chase where Bumblebee catches Sam, it was all perfect visual effects. Gotta give it to the visual effects team at Dark of the Moon for doing an amazing job with this movie. Also, you had the action was insane. There was some good Autobot Decepticon fights. Like Ironhide fought some, like Bumblebee fought some. Interesting to see that. Optimus, of course, does his usual Autobot Decepticon fights. Love seeing all of that good action in this movie. The 3D, the 3D was insane. I saw this movie twice, once in 2D, once in 3D. The 3D, best 3D movie in my opinion. Have not seen Avatar, so I can't say that Avatar is the best 3D movie. Haven't seen it. So this is the best 3D movie in my opinion, all the 3D movies I've seen. Last thing I'm going to get to talking about, besides the action being awesome in this movie, was the music and the score. The score that Steve Jablonsky had for this movie was perfect. The score of Battle, Sentinel Prime, Shockwave's Revenge, all fit into the movie perfectly. Love the score. And the Linkin Park song in this movie is Iridescent. Iridescent is my favorite song of all time. I listen to it every single day. I love Iridescent. I enjoyed Iridescent in this movie. It fit perfectly. I was so glad that they put Iridescent in this movie, and it made me enjoy this movie even more because they had added Iridescent in. And I was really happy to see that addition, and it made the movie perfect. You know, there was so much sadness in this movie, which is why I really liked it, and I loved how Iridescent was put during some of the sad scenes, and I just love the lyrics of Iridescent. It's so powerful, it affects me a lot, so I love Iridescent in this movie. Final thing I'm going to talk about is the sadness. This movie was very sad. A lot of scenes involving either Sam and the Autobots. Very sad. I'm not going to give spoilers, but this movie had a lot of sadness, which I enjoy. I enjoy this movie even more because of that sadness. I like sadness in movies. In my opinion, it makes a movie 10 times better. It really does. It gives the movie more emotion, and I like emotion in films. I like sadness in films. Very interesting. So with the sadness and the action in this was really impressive, which made me really love this movie. To give this movie an overall rating, I have to give it over a 10. This movie was perfect. You had everything you wanted. You had the perfect characters. You had an awesome plot. You had the music being top-notch. You had the battle scenes, the action, all of it perfect. That's why I give Transformers Dark of the Moon an over 10 rating. Michael Bay, you did an amazing job with this movie. Your best movie you've ever made, Michael Bay. Keep making awesome movies like this, and you will go far. So guys, go see Transformers Dark of the Moon. Best movie I've ever seen. Maybe it could be your best movie you've ever seen. Go check it out, guys, if you have not seen it, because it truly was awesome. This is all about Mike, 18, with the review of Transformers Dark of the Moon, and I hope you guys